Hey everyone, Selena here, founder, host, lead educator with the American Crochet Association, and I'm here to share some updates that I just made to a pattern that is not brand new. She's been around for a minute, but she's gotten some updates, and I just wanted to walk you guys through them. So if you are watching, come on over, say hey, say hello, tell me where you're viewing from. If you guys have any questions about this stitch that I'm showing you guys today, just let me know, and as soon as I see them, whether it's live or on the replay, I'll get right back to you. So the stitch that I want to share with you guys today comes with a video tutorial, and it comes with quite a few patterns that you can try to give this a try. And while I was reformatting just the layout of this pattern so that you guys can view it for free at the American Crochet Association, just click on the link in the video description to find it. As I was updating the format for this pattern, I noticed that this is one of those crochet stitches that goes by a few names. So that's one of the major updates that I made here. When I first made this stitch, I love to try new stitches and make things like washcloths just to see how they look, how they work up, whether or not I like them. I like to make something functional, right, with a stitch. And I also like to see how that stitch works up in a solid yarn and also a variegated yarn like we see here, just to kind of see how it works up. So when I first worked up this stitch, oh my gosh, like 10 years ago, I saw it referenced as the woven stitch. But through my years of crochet experience, I've noticed that this exact same stitch pattern, so the pattern in which the stitches are laid out per row and then worked into themselves, this particular pattern actually goes by a few other names. So you might see this as the woven stitch, the griddle stitch, the lemon peel stitch. Based on what I've seen, this particular arrangement of stitches can go by any one of those names. So really, when we're talking about what stitches are called, or what the arrangement of a particular set of stitches or particular rows of stitches are called, sometimes they go by more than one name, and really I just look at whatever the arrangement is and I go from there. So the things that I have done to give this, not the pattern has not received any updates, so there's no corrections or anything like that. But some things that I've done to update the experience you guys have whenever you're viewing patterns at the American Crochet Association is what I'm doing is I'm adding in things like a table of contents and the estimated reading time. And that way you guys can learn more about this particular stitch, how to work it, what yarn, all that kind of stuff. I've added in additional information about how you can use this stitch to resize it and make anything else that you want to make. So for example, if you love this stitch and you want to crochet a blanket and you're like, how many chains, how many rows, I give you guys all the information and details so that way you guys can choose whatever yarn you want and you can make any size blanket that you want. So just a little bit more details and information there. That's essentially what I'm doing whenever I update the format of patterns like this. So I talk a little bit about what the griddle stitch is. I kind of explained what the stitch repeat is, what the row repeat is, and how it has more than one name. What you can make with the griddle stitch. This is a very dense stitch, so there's no holes in it. It has an arrangement of long stitches and short stitches, and what I love about that is it creates a very dense fabric. So some things that I've loved making with this stitch are washcloths. So here's one. As I was kind of reformatting the pattern, I had a lot of fun. Just here, I didn't sew in my ends yet, but I had a lot of fun making washcloths. You guys can find this pattern when you click on the link in the video description. Without the border, but a border is easy to add if you want to. So again, very dense stitch because it uses long stitches and short stitches together so that there aren't any gaps or anything like that. Those long stitches and short stitches create an interesting surface texture. So that's why I think it's so nice for things like washcloths because, there's different things going on. So whether you want to use it in the kitchen or the bath, it's super nice. And other things that I've made with this particular stitch is a pillow cover. And that's entirely customizable too. So you can make any size square pillow that you want, or arguably, I guess, rectangular. Any size square rectangular pillow that you want, using any yarn that you want. And I've got links to those resources here as well, because that's another pattern you can view for free at the American Crochet Association. How to resize and rework the griddle stitch. Again, I give you those details. How many chains for a blanket? I know that that's the question so many people ask whenever you see a stitch that you love. You're like, I love it. I want to make a blanket. How many chains? How many rows? So I walk you guys through that. how to finish this griddle stitch washcloth, what you need to do, or just kind of different tips, tricks, techniques, so that way you guys can do that. More crochet stitch patterns. So if you're like, I love stitch patterns, I want to learn even more, I've linked some different resources that you guys can view here for free. How to crochet the griddle stitch. So if you want to make the washcloth pattern that I have listed down here below, I tell you what yarn to use, including any substitutes, the tools I use, the stitch gauge, the finish size, the stitch guide, including video tutorials if you guys want to be walked through any of the stitches here, and pattern notes. I have step-by-step instructions, and I have a video tutorial for this particular stitch. So if you guys want to see this stitch in action, in addition to having those written instructions, I've got you. I've got you. All right, guys, so that's everything that I have for you. Those resources that I was telling you guys about, they look just like this, and it all links back right here to the American Crochet Association. So things like the Griddle lemon peel woven stitch. This is a reversible fabric, so it looks the same from either end. If you want more information on what that even means, like what is reversible fabric, what's right side, what's wrong side, I've got an article with tips and tricks that will help you guys through it. Here's that pillow cover that I was telling you guys about. So if you want to use this stitch to resize fabric to, you know, crochet pillow cover for any size pillow, then I've got those instructions and a pattern for you that you guys can follow. How to crochet a swatch, and that way if you guys do want to resize this, there's some information there so you guys know exactly how to create a swatch using this stitch, using any yarn that you choose, and what you need to do to resize the pattern essentially. Crochet blanket sizes. I've got some tips for you and a cheat sheet so you guys can crochet any blanket size you want. If you want to learn even more crochet stitches like this one right here, the star stitch, simple wave stitch, basket weave, I've got video tutorials for each one of those so you guys can check those out. And what else do I have for you? Oh yeah, yarn substitution. If you guys want to learn more about what yarn substitution is, how to do it for this pattern or any pattern, I've got some resources for you. And I think that's it. That's all the things. And here's the video tutorial for the griddle, aka woven, aka lemon peel stitch. So I've got you sorted. All right, it looks like Margaret is here. Hey, I'm so glad you said hello, especially on the live. It's so good to give you guys a shout out as you're watching. So don't be afraid to say hello. I'll give you a shout out. All right, guys, so I don't see any questions, comments, or feedback, but I am here on the fly. I never tell you guys when I'm coming on. It makes our relationship exciting that way, doesn't it? So what that means is if you are catching this on the replay, don't fret. I'm always here, so just leave a comment. Let me know where you're viewing from. Say hey, say hello, or let me know what you think about this pattern, especially if you've made it. As a matter of fact, if you guys do try out this pattern and make the washcloth, I would love to see. So definitely share some pictures, not only on Ravelry by posting and linking your project there, but come on over to our community and post your projects there because I'd love to see. I'd super love to see. It makes me so happy. It just makes my day. All right, final shout out to my friend Roxanne. So good to see you. Thanks for checking in. And on that note, that's it. So click on over, check out the this stitch that is not brand new on our site, but there are a ton of new resources. And it's just such a fun and quick and easy crochet pattern to try that I hope at the very least you guys crochet a washcloth. All right. And I want to see it. If you guys dug this video, tag a crochet friend in the comments or do me a solid, share this video in at least one place that you enjoy crochet if you think they'll enjoy not only this video, but this pattern too. All right. Peace, love, crochet, everybody. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Bye-bye.